hear me okay? I'm really hoping you can. I am, funny enough, in London. Realised, first of all, Shemai. I'm Hannah, if you didn't know, if you've never seen a video from us before. The reason I'm outside is because my hotel room is boiling at the moment and basically I can't deal with the heat, so decided, righto, I would show you a little bit of London, a little bit of the area I'm stopping in, and more importantly, why I'm actually here. So, just check. 1 second. Funny enough, I can hear myself talking, and I can't work out why. That's a bit odd. How do I? Oh, thank you, Nikki. That's so nice. That's really sweet. To be honest, it's probably more of a practical thing. Basically, I'm roasting. So my hair's tied up. Yesterday, if you've seen Twitter, I had a horrible braid and I can't deal with it. So I decided, right, it's going up, but it's nice and warm. I can still hear myself and it's really disconcerting me and I don't know why. So if anyone else can hear me twice, please let me know. Honest to God, technical issues are not my forte. Firstly, it's Gab like open day. I should probably explain the title. Obviously, I saw Nikki's comment saying that she agrees with me that F2 is better than F1. I've been told it's quite controversial to say that F2 is better than F1 because F1's like the pinnacle of motorsport. But for me personally, I just think F2 is far more exciting in terms of the action, and it's something that I always get asked. Hey, I was going to ask, how is everyone today? Obviously, I know in the UK it's roasting at the moment. I don't know how everyone else is finding it. I laugh. If anyone's ever seen The Inbetweeners, right, and it's when they get off the plane, it's like, it's hot. Might be too hot. Like it's me right now. I complain that I'm cold, but it's too warm. But basically, hold on. Get my drink as well. So this is the Docklands, the Royal Victoria Docklands. So I don't know if you can be able to see actually. Hold on, I'll try and see if I can show you a little bit better. This here is London City Airport. I didn't actually realise it was as close as it was, and had the fright of the life at me yesterday when the plane came in. Hey Owen, how are you? But yeah, basically, the planes came in. I didn't realise it was that close. And I'm thinking, Heathrow's the other way. And this is what I get from being, like, from the north. Like, there's only, like, one, like, airport in one area. Not City, Gatwick, Heathrow. Luton's down the road. I don't know which way. But it full of scared me. But yeah. So the reason I'm here, if you haven't seen Twitter, either mine or the Purple Sectors, I've probably been plastering it too much on socials, but basically I'm at the London E-Prix this year. So I was supposed to be going to the Rome E-Prix last year as a fan. Unfortunately, due to COVID, that obviously got cancelled, and that was really gutting. I was quite upset about it. And then I was very fortunate in March, late February, early March of this year, to join Motorsport Week and Motorsport Monday as their Formula E reporter. So I've been covering that, and it's been incredible. Fun enough, I was on the front cover of the magazine for earlier than this month, for the New York E-Prix, with Sam Bird taking victory, and probably a few too many puns that I put in, but you have to have the puns in. Unfortunately though, I did make a joke about it coming home, and that did kind of backfire because he obviously lost. Well, England lost, and Welsh, so sorry. But yeah, so basically I'm here this round for the London E-Prix, but what makes it probably it's obviously special, it being my first ever E-Prix. It's the second motorsport race I've ever attended after the 2016 British Grand Prix. But to be honest, what makes it that more incredible is that I'm getting to do it as a journalist. So it's not for the purple sector, unfortunately, but it's for Motorsport Week and for Motorsport Monday. I'm going to be in the paddock. I can actually show you. I picked this up earlier. The reason also I'm out, because if you've seen any other journalists, I know Claire Cottingham's just posted about it on Instagram. She writes for the Express about being in quarantine. I got my test earlier today. I've had my negative test, so I'm allowed out. But obviously I'm keeping my distance from other people and being quite very sensible about it, as I should be. But that's why I'm out, just in case anyone thinks I've absconded from the hotel. But this is my little pass. It's so cute. I don't know if I can show you the other side because it has my QR code and details, but it says national media, my name, which is quite funny because no one can say it, and I quite like explaining that I'm Welsh. It's come up a few times. And then position as a journalist, but it's green. Everyone has basically different colour codes. So I've seen 2 girls who are from Girls on Track, which is run by the FIA to promote more women in motorsports. They're here for an event, I think partially today, mostly tomorrow. So they've got like white passes. I've seen Jessica Faden from Motorsport Network, who used to be on WTF1. She's got a pass as well. There's actually quite a lot of people. Funny enough, I'm 99% sure I've spotted Matt Gallagher earlier. I wasn't sure and I didn't approach him because I felt quite nervous. But I'm pretty sure it was him. And so I'm going to be looking after to see if it was him. But yeah, I was going to say, if anyone's got any questions at all, feel free to pop them in the chat. I waffle too much, so please stop me if I start waffling. Have a look, can I see? I've realised if I do it like that, it shows my finger in front of the camera. But yeah, it's quite a strange one. I should probably say, I'm taking the assumption that people know what Formula E is. I've realised we've covered it once on the channel before, but we haven't covered it quite regularly. So basically, Formula E is an all-electric racing series. They primarily race on city circuits, although this year, due to COVID, they've kind of gone different places. So, for example, in Puebla, in Mexico, and they're returning to London for the first time since 2016. And it's a really exciting series. If you don't follow it, it's going to be live on the BBC and Channel 4 this weekend. Get watching it, honestly. I've even converted my dad. My dad did not like Formula E at the start, and he's now into it. Although I've learned I can't write a race report when I'm near him. He asks too many questions, and I'm like, is that one used to be in F1? Oh, I know that one. It was like Nick DeVries. He was like, I know that name. I was like, yes, Dad, it's because I made you watch F2 in 2019. That's why you know it. But yeah, so it's just one of the ones that if you haven't given it a watch, please do. It is an amazing series, and I'm incredibly fortunate to be here, being able to cover it and doing a few interviews on the press pens and the press conferences, which is interesting because Formula 2, I cover Formula 2 for Inside F2, and their press conferences are on Zoom. So I've been sent a few screenshots of me from the F1 Media Centre where you can see me on camera, and I just think, oh God. But for Formula E, it has a live stream the session, and then you input questions online. So I've not had the chance to do one of them in person yet. I've also not had a chance to interview drivers in person. I've interviewed a couple before for the publications, but this will be the first time for Motorsport Week. And yeah, I've seen a couple of good questions come through. Let's see. Let me have a look. First one spoke. I saw Matt Gallagher at the British Grand Prix and spoke to him. I was going to ask, how was the British Grand Prix? Because I didn't get to go this year, and I've seen pictures and everyone said it was amazing. Was Matt Gallagher nice to speak to? Because I feel a bit awkward about approaching him. I've not had it here. I had it on a Zoom session for something else where someone recognised me from writing for Motorsport Week and for Inside F2. But it wasn't actually about me being a motorsport journalist. They were like, oh yeah, we know you from this. I was like, crikey. I was like, didn't realise people knew who I was, but I'm small fish, big pool, so I'm quite nervous about meeting people. Hopefully I'll get to meet a few fellow journalists this weekend. I was very fortunate that Claire Cottingham mentored me when I was at the Express for my placement. So hopefully I'll get to meet her. Hopefully I'll get to see a few other people. And I'm quite excited as well. Let's see. Any special content for the E-Prix on this channel? Maybe. Unfortunately, I can't really go and film interviews and things here because I'm not there for the purple sector. I know a few people are here for their different channels and things like that, but I have felt this is how I'm less nervous about doing this in public. I've been vlogging a little bit of the weekend so far. This is day 0 part 2, as I'm currently calling it, because all I've been able to do at the moment is the test and get my pass. And unfortunately, I couldn't film myself doing them because there's obviously other staff members involved and you have to kind of get permission to do it. But a little bit about kind of where we were, about the track and things like that. But on Friday, not Wednesday I got here at 6 in the morning. That I was like dedicated to get in here because I was like, it's the quietest time. I can get to the hotel and I can quarantine and be safe. But then from Friday, I'll be alive in the paddock, so I'm going in quite early in the morning because I've got a couple of interviews scheduled in and a lot of writing to do, because even though it's shakedown, it's just getting interviews done out of the way so the articles are there ready for the weekend ahead rather than having to kind of skip back. I'm also doing a little bit of coverage for Females in Motorsport, so if you didn't know, I'm a part of their team and they are wonderful team. There's 6 of us at the moment. Go and check them out on Twitter if you don't already. They do an unbelievable job. They are just amazing people in all different areas of the motorsport industry as well. Some of us are still studying, some of us are working, and yeah, it was founded by Helena Hicks, and go and follow her on Twitter as well. I will leave as many links to people that you should be following from different bits all over. Apologies, there's a train going past. I was like, to be honest, I was quite liking the shade. I was quite liking that shade then. It was doing bits because I don't really want to put these sunglasses on because I look apparently like Tom Cruise at Top Gear or John Lennon. And I said they're not even the same type of glasses, but they do suit me. But I realised I've gone on a tangent, sorry. But in terms of basically content-wise, I'll be doing the vlog from the weekend, hopefully getting to show a little bit about life as a journalist. I've wanted to do one for a while, but obviously given the virtual Grand Prix, virtual like press conferences and things, say for example for F2, I'm not allowed to record the calls that we're on. It's just not what you do in terms of practice and things like that. So I'm hoping to get a little bit of coverage. Hopefully we'll see a few familiar faces because I know there are a few other YouTubers here this weekend. And it'll be nice to be able to see some people because I've not actually met anyone from the motorsport community, like from YouTube wise in person. I know Moto Meerkat and I were in the same city because he was studying Cardiff. I've not actually met Charlotte. No, speaking of Charlotte, actually, I should probably say Charlotte's unfortunately not here, but if you can give her a big dub in the chat or congrats in the chat because she's actually just graduated from university. That's why basically she's having her graduation ceremony. I know Elliot from Elliot_F1 is there with her, I believe. And yeah, she's had an amazing time. And I'm honestly sending lots of love to her because I'm so proud of her. And I was like, I want to mention that because I feel bad because she's not here in London. But yeah, she's having an amazing time and hopefully enjoying herself because graduation is one of them days that mine was like 2 years ago and I've got another one hopefully coming up next year. But goodness, with COVID and all that, but yeah, it's an amazing day. And yeah, so in terms of E-Prix content, it'll be vlog-wise, and I will stop wittering. Let me have a look. Let me see. Why can I view chat? Oh, who have I voted for the Fanboost? I feel bad. I haven't voted, and it's not that I don't like Fanboost. I do actually think it's a really good idea for Formula E, and I like the way, I think especially at the start I really liked it because it was a good way to bring fans in. Whether it should continue going forward, I don't know, but I haven't voted for anyone, mainly out of impartiality, because if I turn around and say, oh, I voted for so-and-so, so-and-so, and then I end up interviewing them or interviewing someone else, I feel a little bit awkward about it. Like, I think everyone naturally has their fans in different series and their favourites and things like that, but I'd feel a little bit awkward if I kind of didn't, or said I didn't vote for them or did vote for them and then spoke to them. But yeah, I would say please go vote in Fanboost for whoever. Obviously there's a fair few British drivers on the grid this year, and home race, I'm just saying, is it coming home? Is it coming home? Oh come on, it's just between us. Honestly, I haven't voted. I've voted, I'm trying to think the last time I voted in Fanboost. It would have been Berlin last year because I started covering Interior. I just personally, it feels awkward. It's the same as kind of like now saying, oh, so-and-so is my favourite driver. I think it's maybe different in series I don't cover. So say, for example, in Formula One, Daniel Ricciardo is probably my favourite driver on that grid. Although I have a soft spot for quite a few. But basically, I don't cover that series or I don't report on it in the same way. So I don't mind saying as much, but I always feel a bit awkward. Although, yeah, it's quite nice. I'm going to actually, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take, this is going to look really weird as I'm walking down the street, but I'm going to take, I've just clapped my knee in the wooden stool thing, wooden benches, they're stone. But I'm going to actually take you and see what we can see down the paddock. I don't think I can access the main bit because it's blocked off for hospitality. But I'm trying to remember some of the questions because I had a few people DM me on Twitter as well. Someone also wanted to know, have I met any of the drivers yet? I've not met any in person. I have seen a couple. The one I saw was Sebastian Buemi. And it was a really awkward, not awkward for him because he didn't see me, but basically I was on my way to get my PCR test and I'm in the queue and then next minute I'm like, turn around and he's chatting to someone and I'm like, well, I want to kind of ask him for a photo or say hello, but it feels weird because he's got no clue who I am. So they've also got this, which is, they've put loads of signs up in and around the docks. So welcome to the Heineken London E-Prix 2021. So that's me. But thankfully, the one nice thing is that it's all quite close together. I know I've had it looking at, say for example, Silverstone. My parents and I, we stopped in the hotel like half an hour out and it was just a pain getting in and out. Whereas my hotel is, it's just behind this building here, and then if I flip you around, going down here is the track. So if I flip this back, flip the camera back the right way so you can see my face. Probably better to have stayed on the other shot, but yeah. But like for example, you've got all the Docklands here, the airport, and some of the old factories. Some are still open, so there's a golden syrup factory, and I don't like golden syrup, but I thought I'd point it out. Yeah, and so it's all quite close together, and I think that's the nice thing that makes Formula E a little bit more accessible to other people. And I think, especially as a fan, yes, I have to admit, London is not cheap. It's fun enough. There's ways to make it cheaper. Like for example, I got the coach. My train would have been £155 from Cardiff. My coach took an hour longer and cost like £30, and so I did it. I was like, okay, hotel with a view, has a view of the car park. Unfortunately, I've looked out well, I've not looked out, I've got the opposite of a look. I've got a view of the car park rather than the lovely docks. But it's alright to be honest. My curtains have actually stayed closed because it's too hot. And that's the frustrating thing about this weather. I love it, I think it's brilliant, hot weather, glorious. But I can't wear like normal summery clothes that I would in the paddock. Like, for example, like summer dresses. This to be honest, wouldn't be too bad. But it's more like my longer summer dresses, if I wanted to wear them, they're just a logistical nightmare getting around with. But I'm going to say, it's like a 5-10 minute commute. And I've realised I've been prattling on for 20 minutes, so feel free to tell me to knock it off. There's 7 of you on here, and honestly, I'm blessed that you've put up with me for this long because I just prattle on. But yeah, I was going to say, let me see if anything. Yeah. What else? But I thought it was kind of just a nice thing to get to chat to everyone, because obviously it's Thursday, so it's upload day. And I have a video, and it's a bit, who knows, you might get 2 videos in 1 week, who knows. But basically, I couldn't get it to upload in the hotel, so that'll have to be on hold for next week, and unfortunately, due to the travel days, I'll talk about Matt. One sec. Oh wow, you met loads of people at Silverstone. So I was gonna, because I heard Quadrant had oh no, they're still at Goodwood. I was gonna say, how was it meeting everyone from Quadrant? I really like Quadrant. If you don't know what it is, it's basically a social media / YouTube gaming community that was set up by Lando Norris. So it's got amazing. I laughed though, it's not 4 of them anymore though, even though they're called Quadrant, but it's Quadrant because Lando's number's 4. But yeah, it's a brilliant. I think Ria's got to be my favourite though, but I gotta support girls in the industry, haven't I? But oh god, this is going to be my test of how awkward I can be on camera. There's loads of people coming past, because I've seen a few personnel from Nissan and Mercedes earlier. Yeah, let me see if I can get this back up. Yeah. Oh, thank you for that. That's nice guy. I will have, if I see him, I'll have to say hello and ask for a picture as a fan, because I have to admit, WTF1 was how I got into kind of motorsport YouTube. It was through that, and also through Tom F1. I think it was Tom's video on how he grew it. Got it. Oh, you're not going to be able to hear this other thing. I'm really hoping this doesn't get copyrighted. But it's like the hospitality section. Let me see if I can flip it. Hold on, I'm going to flip you around a second. So, hold on, where did I go? In the back there, Julius Baer, which is the back of the XL, that goes into the track. Oh, are people behind spotted? Yep, I spotted them. I'm going to just actually continue on this walk. I don't think I can't actually get to this bit, unfortunately, because even though I've got my negative test, media aren't allowed in on the Thursday. So I'll do a walk back to the side of my hotel, and because I'm not really sure where that is. But yeah, let's see who else. Oh, I've seen a few questions up. Let me see. Trying to do this with a giant water bottle in your hand is not the easiest. Me and Kira. I don't know, to be honest, because I don't know what. I know a few of F series are going to be here, I think, but I don't know whether we're in the same bit, because I'm print journalist. So I'll be doing a lot of the press pens and press conferences and things like that. So I will have to see about meeting people, but hopefully I'll get to say hello to them. But yeah, I'm hoping to see a few people. There we go. Daniel Crawford, where are you? I'm at the London E-Prix, so... Oh, here we go, that's the picture. There's hospitality. So that is... I don't know how... I can't go in, and I'm gutted, I can't go in. But hopefully, to be fair, it'll be showing you some of the paddock tomorrow, and you'll see a little bit of the outside of the track on the vlog, because I managed to get in, see a little bit early. Guys, I'm gonna have to go back the way I came, because there's a car park here and I don't want to show anyone's number plates off. This is what you call Hannah not understanding where the diversions were on her route. Am I rejoining essays? No, I'm not. It's just not for me personally. I think I've got different things that I want to kind of do, and I'm very happy where I am in what I do at the moment, especially doing things like females in motorsport. I wish obviously F-Series all the best. Charlotte's still a part of them and doing a brilliant job over there, and so I'd say obviously if you follow us, go and follow them because they do a really great job, but it's just personally not for me. I kind of took a break to step back from it, and I found that it didn't fit with my life anymore, and I was very sad obviously to leave, but it was the right decision I think at the time, and I still stand by it. So wish obviously all of them all the best. Let's see what else. Quadrant Veloce or WTF1. Oh, okay. Is that Mike, you have put me on the spot there. Oh, I hate choosing. I like Quadrant. Oh, I do like Veloce. Oh, this is not. This is impossible. This is not fair. I'm gonna go Veloce, mainly because I'll try and avoid getting the sun blaring in everyone's eyes. Let me see if I can go in the shade right here. But basically, yeah, I'll go for Veloce, mainly because I love what they're doing in terms of the race programme. And if you haven't seen them in Extreme E, I love them there. And so it's just, I think it's the way that they've transitioned from just esports and YouTube then into sport, like motorsport itself and competing, I think it's just brilliant. And I like have the different pillars of environment, sustainability alongside their racing, and so I would say I think I have to pick Veloce. And also I do really like Jamie Chadwick. I'm really rooting for her in W Series this year, so yeah. Yes, actually W Series, yeah. I was going to say, what does everyone think of the W Series so far? Because obviously it's come back after a year away, and it's just been, to me, brilliant. You've got to take your hats off to Alice Powell. She's been a right little force to be reckoned with this year. But I'm also rooting for them all. I've got to root for them all. I think I want to see more women in motorsport, so hopefully we'll get a few promoted. I don't think they'll go straight to F1, but I think I'm going to actually turn around. Oh God, can I actually lean on? I don't know if I can actually lean on this. I might actually, hold on. I'll go a little bit further down. I don't want to fall in the dark. I can swim, but probably not that well. But yeah, basically it's been, I think, really great to watch. Oh yeah, Daniel, I completely agree with you on that one. More races. I get this year, it's obviously a bigger calendar. Hold on, I'm going to hop. I'm too short to hop on the railings. 5'4" problems, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I think it's difficult because obviously where it fits in the calendar is, well, not in the calendar, in terms of like the pyramid of sports series, it's the equivalent of FRECA, Formula European Championship by Alpine. So that's the merger of Formula Regional European and Formula Renault Eurocup by Alpine, or Formula Renault Eurocup, not by Alpine. But basically, yeah, that they merge, and it's kind of a similar thing to that, similar chassis, but they have more weekends. They have 3, I think. I would say they have 3 races per weekend, and I would say W Series this year, I get why they've only done the 1. It needs 2. If you're going to have Formula 2 and Formula 3 have 3 races each weekend, then they need it. I think having more tracks in the calendar, I agree with, but it's a difficult one because obviously it's so expensive. Like, you look at how much it costs to do Formula 2 for a lot of them, and the fact that the bit that I like about W Series is that they don't have to bring sponsorship. They race and they have these teams, but they don't have to bring sponsorship in the same way that you do, for example, to Formula 2. So I think W Series overall, if you have not watched it, honestly, you're missing out because it is just an absolute belter. Yeah, auxiliary spot on there. They're made by Tatus to make the F4 cars. It's the, I used to call it was like GT318 or something. Oh, it's in a Prima video because it was similar to is that it might be from the regional car, but basically none of them can it. Oh, Alice Powell follows you on Twitter. That is pretty cool to be fair. I don't think any drivers follow me on Twitter, to be fair. I know Jack Aitken liked one of my tweets because I was in a podcast with him. But that's it. And then I think a couple of like other tweets randomly. But yeah, let me see what else. Oh, I was going to say thank you so much, Liam. I was going to say, yeah, if you don't, go and follow Liam Talks Motorsport. Genuinely, really lovely lad. And he was at F1 and he saw Seb picking up the letter. And I just think, genuinely, it couldn't have happened to a nicer lad. So yeah, go follow him on socials. And then, let's see. Oh God, this phone does not like anything. Yeah. I was going to say, if anyone's got any other questions, feel free to pop them in. Anything random, to be honest. I got asked the other day, what football team do I support? Which is fun, because when I turned around and said Wrexham, yeah, Liam was if you didn't know, Liam was one of the 10 that met Seb when he was in the Silverstone track. And look, I was rather jealous of the pictures. I was like, but honestly, I'd warmed my heart to see him. And that's the nice thing, I think, in the motorsport community. Oh, the wind's kind of bad. 1 second. I will see. I will come stand a little bit further down out the way. Apologies. I can't tell how loud the wind is because it doesn't go through my headphones. Let me see. I've realised I've had a couple of people from the paddock and like staff spot me doing this, and I feel so awkward, but I'm not gonna lie, it's too fun to not do it. But I will probably have to end the stream in a little while just because I'm on 4G. Can I just ask, is the wind better by here? Just because I've come to rest against one of the walls. Well, sorry, this lighting doesn't do anything for me, but whoever said anything to do with motorsport was glamorous, they're not. Yeah, the dock, I'm not going to lie. I'm here for a week as well because I decided I'm going home to North Wales Wednesday at like 11 at night. So I was like, right, I'm staying for a week rather than travelling from Cardiff. So it means I can do a bit of browsing. So if you've got any recommendations on places to go in London, I've done a few, but... let's see. First motorsport memory. I genuinely am perplexed on that one. I think the one, to be fair, I feel like Kimi winning the World Championship, the final race, I think that might have been one I remember seeing. The first season I ever remember like fully in depth and like would have been 2009 because I was 11 and I was having a bit of a Jensen Button phase. I still love Jensen, and I got to meet him once, and that was, if I ever meet him again, I feel like I'll probably be hopefully less embarrassing this time around as an adult. But yeah, I think that I can remember bits of other races and things like that, but there's just certain races that stick in my mind, and it's weird because I remember seeing a lot of Schumacher's races, but obviously being so little, I get brain fog about it all the time. Liam, that is horrible. The fact that you've just put you a 2 in 2009. I've had this, this is like the 4th time today that I've had this thing of realising I'm 23. But yeah, I'll tell a funny story on this now, just before I do the next question. I was in a shop and I got asked, what was I doing in London? I said, I'm here for business, I'm working. And then they said, didn't realise schools in Cardiff were off. I went, what do you mean? I don't know, to be honest. He goes, well, you're in high school, aren't you? He thought I was 16. I'm 23. I've been ID'd for lottery tickets before, but I'm not going to lie. And he goes, you dress like you're 16? I had National Geographic printed Vans on, and I genuinely never lived, I can't live that down now. I feel so sad that he thought I was 16, but it was quite funny. And I don't know if he flattered or offended, so I found it quite funny. But yeah, Oh, okay, consuming a lot of data. Yeah, I don't even want to know how much data I'm consuming. I'll probably end it in a minute. Question from Daniel: what historic F1 races did you rewatch? Am I allowed to call the 2011 Canadian Grand Prix historic? Because it's like over 10 years old. I don't tend to watch a lot of the very older races, mainly because I didn't have a way to watch them. I used to collect the DVD season reviews, so I've watched a lot more of like the early 2000s races. I need to go back and watch a few of them because they're just golden. I think I'd love to see more of the races that Schumacher was winning because he's my idol, and I wish I could see more of them. What else have we got? Am I from North Wales? I am. I'm from Wrexham. I'm currently studying a Masters in News Journalism at Cardiff University. But yeah, I'm originally from North Wales, very Welsh and proud. Even though people think I sound Lancastrian because I went to uni in Lancaster. So yeah, that is quite a funny one because no one believes me when I say I'm Welsh. Yeah, I think that's a nice thing. Oh, Imola 1996. Oh my god, what a race. Oh yeah, I think it's really nice, like the fact that motorsport brings so many ages together. Like I'm getting my 2-year-old niece into F1. She can say Schumacher mainly because I've been teaching her how to do it. But the problem was I taught her how to do it, and then she randomly screamed Schumacher on the top of her voice, and my sister's like, "Stop it!" So I'm like, sorry, but you're gonna bring her up to get into similar sports, mainly so I can buy her one of them like race overalls. I think that'll be the look. Which manufacturer are you most excited to see at Le Mans? I don't really have a favourite manufacturer at Le Mans. I don't really know that question, mainly because I don't. It's the same with like F1. I tend to support more drivers than I do teams. I am a Red Bull fan for my sins, but yeah, I think it's one of the ones where I don't tend to have a favourite manufacturer. Favourite driver at Le Mans though has changed in recent days. If you haven't seen, Callum Ilot's been announced that he's doing it. Formula 2 vice champion 2020, amazing guy. I'm very excited to see him race in Le Mans because he's doing GT Endurance Cup at the moment, as well as free practice runs for Alpha, and I'm very excited to see him race. And yeah, I'm gutted. I wanted to book tickets to Le Mans, but my best friend and I are going to Friends Fest. It's a festival thing for the TV show Friends. It's a thing. And Silverstone experience as a birthday present for me from back in January. So yeah, I'm going because we kind of booked it, and now Le Mans obviously on, so I'm like, I'm gutted, but also I was spending the weekend with my best friend, so I can't turn that down. But yeah, I think Calamite is going to be my favourite at Le Mans. I have stayed up watching it before, and it just kills me every time. And I did it once before when I had uni the next day, and it did not go down well. Burn trips to North and South Wales. Definitely, highly recommend trips to Wales if you've not been. Brilliant place. Although we don't all sound like Rough Gavin and Stacey. I've been to Barry Island and we don't all sound like that. But I do love Gavin and Stacey though. It is a fun thing. Do you have a soft spot for a driver? I have a lot of soft spots, I think. Mick Schumacher is probably one of my biggest soft spots because I've followed him since he was in like F4, and seeing him now in F1 is great. Pierre Gasly, because I saw him competing in GP2 at the British Grand Prix. Same with like Formula E as well. There were a lot of drivers that I grew up watching, like Mitch Evans, Alex Lynn, Nick De Vries, Maximilian Gunther. I grew up watching them, and so it's nice to see them doing well, I think. Also Seb, Sebastian Vettel, everyone has a soft spot for Seb. Daniel Ricciardo was like one of my favourites. Still is one of my favourites, to be honest. He's a driver I really like to meet. Apologies. This is what I'm talking about. That's what scared the living daylights out of me the other day. Yeah, and me thinking journalists were meant to be unbiased. I am unbiased. It's nice to see them doing well. I root for all drivers. And I'm never going to have, like, I have opinions on things. I don't think anyone could blame someone for not having opinions, but I think it's one of the ones that you can't let a bias affect your work. Like, for example, I've written kind of articles and things like that on drivers and things, and you get to cover them, but you can't have a rose-tinted view of it. You have to be, if they've had a bad performance, you have to be clear-cut with it. And so it's a nice thing of kind of separating journalist me from personal life me, but I think, yeah, it is one of them ones that, yeah, you have to write about all drivers, whether you are a massive fan of them before you were a journalist or not, or things like that. And it's exciting. Christ, there were two members of FE staff walked past me then, and I was just like chatting away on this. I'll probably go. I've said I'll go in a minute, but everyone has questions, so I'm really enjoying chatting. I should have gone back in the hotel. What tracks, any series did you visit already? Only Silverstone. Well, I've seen where Alton Park is. My sister did a little bit of work there in like the bar thing when I was younger, but I've not unfortunately been to any tracks. I'm going back to Silverstone for the Silverstone experience, obviously here, and hopefully I'll get to go to more tracks soon. I'd like to go to British GT races. Fortunately, Cardiff's a little bit awkward, whereas the thing is, I'd have been better off when I was at Lancaster and North Wales going, but I can't drive, so that makes my life a lot more difficult than it was. The Torchwood HQ and the Anto Shrine. I saw them when I was like 14, and it's still there, and it's still kept clean. And my friend wrote an article on it. I didn't know the Doctor Who experience had closed until after I moved here, and I was rather gutted because I missed out on it last time I was here. Which drivers not on the grid do you think will have an F1 seat in 2021? That's on Gaz. I want to say Callum Ilott. I don't think Schwartzman will get it, well, unless he wins the F2 championship. I think if he comes second, Ilott get it. But yeah, I think Tictum's also potential for Williams, but obviously we don't know what's going to happen with their academy, and it's basically George Russell is like the key to unlocking half of the F1 grid at the moment. So yeah, I think it'll be an interesting one to see. Obviously there's rumours about a couple whether Nick De Vries could go to Williams. I don't obviously know, and so that'll be an interesting one. And then question from Owen, do you think Callum Ilott will place Gio Raikkonen, as I've heard Alfa Romeo could swap both drivers? I don't know. I think he could replace Raikkonen, mainly because Gio seems to be doing better at Alfa than Kimi is this season, and I think they will see what Haas have done, and having two rookie drivers doesn't work. You need that experience counterbalancing the rookie, and so obviously it's dependent on that whole Ferrari situation with it, and obviously whether Kimi retires, because Kimi will probably drive in the series for the rest of his life if he could. So yeah, I think it's a strange one, and I don't like the uncertainty, but also hopefully we'll see a few drivers doing well. I think that is the last of the questions, and after whittling on for 43 minutes, I will probably end up leaving it there, guys. But yeah, I love that. Daniel, I'm rather jealous. You've been to Spa, Monza and Suzuka. Genuinely, honestly, people leave in the comments below of the video saying what is your dream track to visit, because for me it is Belgium, it's Spa-Francorchamps. I'm really going to take my dad to it, and hopefully one day we'll be able to, because it's a track that we both love. My family, well, my parents like motorsport as well, so. And there's another plane. This is something I've got to get used to, being in a city. But righty-ho, I'm going to sign out now if that's okay. I'm going to head back to my hotel. I need to get some food because I'm at HOT, and I need to get planning ready for tomorrow and packing. But yeah, 6 hours of Spa. I will keep that in mind. But everyone, take care. Sending you all lots of love from wherever you are in the world, and hopefully I will speak to you soon. And keep an eye on our socials, and I'll see if I can get some exclusive content throughout the FE weekend. But take care. Bye.